Welcome Summoners, my name is Tia, and today we're going to go over some of the spicy current events for Wild Rift. We'll be covering the minor changes recently added, some updates on Wild Rift Esports, and also the rampant problem with cheating currently in the game. So hit that sub button and let's get into it. But before we begin, question of the day. Besides bad teammates, what do you guys believe to be the most frustrating aspect of Wild Rift? For me, it has to be the lack of role selection. There are so many times where I will queue up for ranked and I get stuck with a role that I don't want simply because I was placed lower in the champ select priority. I'm sure that Riot will address this issue in the future, but it's annoying. Let's start off with the minor nerfs that entered the Rift. As there was no official new patch this week, these hotfixes were simply added into the 2.1 patch notes. The first champion nerfed was Lulu, the Phase Sorceress. If you guys have been watching our videos, you should know by now that Lulu has been extremely overpowered in Wild Rift. The utility on her kit is unmatched in the support role, very much warranting these nerfs. Riot decreased her mana stats from her initial 480 to 435. This mana decrease aims to target her oppressive lane dominance, hoping to decrease the sheer amount of times that she can annoy and poke the enemy team. Ultimately, less mana means less skills to spam. Lulu's ultimate cooldown was also increased from 70, 60, 50 seconds to 85, 70, and 55 seconds. From a 15 seconds difference to a 10 seconds difference to a 5 seconds difference, the cooldown nerf on her ultimate is most impactful during the earlier stages of the game. Once Lulu builds some ability haste and levels up, she should feel essentially the same as she did before. These nerfs clearly target Lulu's early game, attempting to round out her oppressive dominance in the beginning stages of the game, decreasing her playmaking potential. Her mana nerfs definitely impact her in the early game, but since her skill scaling and utility have not changed at all, Lulu's damage numbers and overall skill utility remain unchanged. They only nerf the amount of times she can potentially use the skills. This means that as a whole, Lulu should remain rather in a very comfortable position as a top tier pick in Wild Rift. Moving on to the next nerf, Orianna is one of the strongest picks for the mid lane, utilizing her metal ball to deal damage, provide shields, and throw out knockups. This nerf is literally the same as the one they did for Lulu's ultimate, increasing cooldowns from 70, 60, 50 seconds to 85, 70, and 55 seconds. As mentioned before, this does not change the utility of Orianna kit or even her damage. She still plays exactly the same, but players will now have to be smarter about spamming her ultimate. But after getting items and ability haste, this should barely impact Orianna during the later stages of the game, which is when she is without a doubt the strongest. As Riot mentions in their patch notes, this nerf targeted the early to mid game. Overall, this change is welcome, but won't be quite enough to displace Orianna from being a top tier pick. Orianna will remain strong thanks to the amount of utility she can provide from a safe distance, helping with damage and following up engages with more crowd control. In conclusion, these nerfs serve practically as a tiny band-aid placed on a massive open wound. They won't be enough to change the game substantially, and both of these picks should still be quite strong. But as simple hotfixes, these small changes are better than nothing. If anything, it helps communicate that Riot knows what's going on and what picks are threatening the balance of the game. Riot will add more changes in the upcoming weeks through patch updates, so don't fret if certain champions are still too strong. Moving on to some international news. Riot Games recently partnered up with Singtel, a Singaporean telecommunications company. What's really cool about this is that they're offering unlimited data-free gameplay with their Riot Go package. This means that for whatever data usage that Wild Rift incurs, Singtel will waive it completely. Players using Singtel can play however much they want with roaming data and not have to worry about exceeding their data limit whatsoever. Honestly, that's just such a cool thing to think about and really shows the evolution and adaptability of mobile gaming. I don't know about you guys, but I have pretty limited data. When I get on the train and don't have access to stable Wi-Fi, I play using my 3G. But when I do, I have to worry about exceeding my limit and then paying extra. Riot Go addresses this concern and also provides other in-game rewards in this package. You guys can check out their official website for more information, but as this video isn't being sponsored by Singtel, we're not gonna go into every little detail. But what this partnership does symbolize for the future of Wild Rift is its adaptability. You really wouldn't see something like this for League of Legends. You literally cannot play that game without Wi-Fi, and typically you need a mouse and keyboard and plenty of desk space. Unless, of course, you're one of those crazy talented trackpad players. The ability to be played on a handheld truly does put Wild Rift in a whole different world from League of Legends. Could you have imagined that the day would come when you could play a game like Wild Rift on the go without requiring data or Wi-Fi? Riot, without a doubt, will continue to support this game and bring other innovative ideas to the handheld. There are countless opportunities to create unique advantages with the handheld, and knowing Riot Games, they won't hide any in-game advantages behind a paywall, something that a lot of mobile games are very guilty of. Like, I really can't imagine Riot locking a top-tier pick behind gacha rolls. Imagine, I finally rolled a 5-star Lulu after whaling all my gems and my entire income. Now, I have to save up to evolve her to a 6-star. Yeah, Riot does mess up every so often with their game balance and event updates, but I wholeheartedly believe in their ability to work tirelessly to give the players the most enjoyable experience that they can. The Riot Go package is a great example of such. Before we continue, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Your feedback helps us know what kind of videos you enjoy, allowing us to make more of it. Let's discuss the news for Wild Rift Esports. In January, Riot announced the development of an esports scene, specifically in Southeast Asia. In this region of the world, mobile gaming is immensely popular. Shout out to all of you viewers in Southeast Asia, you guys really help this channel to succeed, and I appreciate all of you. We talked about this in a previous video, but the 2021 League of Legends Wild Rift Southeast Asia Icon Series preseason is starting very soon. With a prize pool of $200,000, this marks the ramping up of the competitive scene for Wild Rift. Check out the official website on Riot's page for more specific details. This tournament is Riot's attempt to help build interest and create competitive esports for Wild Rift. $200,000 goes a long way to helping teams fund professional players, acquire resources, and simply incentivize higher levels of play. A tournament of this size will without a doubt give exposure to the competitive scene that has been silently growing for Wild Rift. This exposure gives opportunity for other companies to express interests in sponsorships, which are incredibly essential for any growing esport. Now, why should you care about the esports scene for Wild Rift? MOBAs, by their nature, are incredibly competitive. Having a competitive scene means having incredibly skilled players for the casual summoners to look up to, skilled players that have proved themselves better than the rest of the herd. Fostering an environment for competition also allows for the creation of more culture. It's a platform for discussion. Esports have and always will be a place where people can gather and bond, sharing their love for the game and passionately argue about their opinions and analysis. Having a healthy, thriving esports environment for Wild Rift means we will have another definitive home to discuss the game and role models to admire. League of Legends Esports gave us many great personalities and internationally renowned streamers and players who have helped pave the way for content creation and helped spread the internationally renowned culture of gaming. If the 2021 League of Legends Wild Rift Southeast Asia Icon Series preseason goes well, we as a community can hopefully begin to walk in League of Legends' footsteps and develop a more robust community. This will be the event where we can finally see the best of the best duking it out. The event will allow us to begin to form our opinions on which teams and players are our favorites and hopefully create a culture that allows for another way of bonding in Wild Rift. Now, we have to discuss something terrible that has been ruining the Wild Rift: cheating. There are many different forms of cheating, the most notable ones being map hacks and win trading. We'll discuss map hacks first. Map hacks gives players an unfair advantage, allowing them to see into the fog of war. The hacker can essentially see every enemy champion on the map. This defeats one of the key elements of a MOBA, map awareness. Being able to see the map ruins the experience for the opposing team, as the mechanics behind jungle and a well-timed gank are rendered invalid. We at ProGuides strongly discourage cheating and hope that those who run into links for hacking will report them to Riot accordingly. As of now, Riot has little ways to address the map hack, so providing them with the direct links if you guys have been exposed to them would be beneficial in helping them counteract the hacking softwares. The next cheat, win trading, is rampant in high elos. Win trading involves intentionally throwing a game so the enemy team can win. This is implemented by many high elo players to maximize their climb on the ranked ladder. Chances are, within the top 5 ranked players of each region for Wild Rift, there is at least one win trader. You can spot them by their skewed champion statistics. Some players have a near 100% win rate on one champion over the course of 200 games, while having a 0% win rate on another champion over the course of 50 somewhat games. This is a pretty clear indication of win trading, as statistically speaking, these stats are impossible. Win trading occurs at the highest elo because the smaller populace of players allow for higher probability of controlling who matchmaking puts you up against. By communicating with players beforehand, these players selfishly ruin games to get a falsely acquired top rank. Please, we implore you, do not use these cheats. There is little reason to climb the rank ladder with an unfair advantage. If you acquire a high elo with a cheat, what satisfaction do you even get? The rank you acquired through cheating is a lie. Cheaters' ranks do not reflect their skills. It's a lie that proves nothing and simply ruins the game for others. The top ranks of the region could have been given to someone who has been winning honestly in their games, but instead, many of the places are taken by those who abuse these cheats. The moment a player cheats, the entirety of their skill and status as a player is compromised. Though Riot is struggling to effectively identify and punish these cheaters, they are not unaware of the problem. It's only a matter of time before their algorithms and report systems catch up and cheaters will be punished accordingly. Don't ruin the game for others, and don't risk getting banned by cutting corners. It's simply not worth it. To summarize, there was no patch update, but instead a small hotfix was released. Wild Rift is sure to bring some innovative ideas to the esports scene internationally, showing the world the advantages of being on the mobile platform. And also, all my homies agree that real summoners don't cheat. Also, they like YouTube videos they want to watch to help content creators. That's it for the video though. I'll catch you next time. And until the next time, have a wonderful day.